Good morning, children. How are you all? How were your holidays? I hope you have enjoyed your holidays, being at home with your family, the best time, wherein we have totally given time to our family and to our health. Yes? So now let's get back to our normal study routine and let us start learning few more new things about computer. So let's get started. I believe that you people have read the PDF which I had sent in the group yesterday. So, we shall start our new chapter today, Know Your Computer, chapter number 1. So after learning to this particular chapter, what are the things we are going to learn? Understand how the computer stores information. We will be able to understand how the informations are stored inside our computer. We will appreciate and we will be able to understand the different concept of computer's memory. See, whatever memory we are having, we know about it, but about computer's memory. The different types of computer memory, primary, secondary, RAM, ROM, all these things we will be able to learn after this particular chapter gets finished. How is the secondary storage medium and the medias are being used, how the memory is measured, right? And the basic design of your CPU in detail. See, we are aware that we store information in the computer, we do lots of activity, we know that CPU is the brain of a computer. Now we will understand actually in detail the informations on the storage areas of the computer. Okay, now we all are very much aware that computer is a machine which works on electricity, which makes our work more easy, correct? We know that CPU is the brain of the computer, correct? Yes. Now, what are the functions of a human brain, children? Our human brain takes decision. Yes. It tells to us what is correct and what is wrong. It makes us to obey the commands given by our parents. Yes. So it is having a thinking capacity. We can make the difference between what is correct and what is wrong. Yes. So, and if some problem comes to us, what do? We think on it and solve the problem. So we have thinking capacity. Then we keep information stored in our brain. Whatever we study, everything gets entered into our brains, right? So our brain stores the information. Third thing, our brain controls all the different parts of our body, correct? Eyes, nose, hands. Who gives an instruction for our hand to do like this or anything, pick up, eat and all? When when we get hungry, who gives a signal? Yes, it is the brain gives a signal that we're hungry and all, correct? The same exact way our CPU also works. It controls the part of the computer. It controls monitor, keyboard, mouse, printer, everything to connect it to it. Second thing, it also follows the instructions of the user. Who is the user? We, the person who uses the computer is called as user. So it obeys the commands which the user gives. Third thing, it keeps all the information stored inside it, whatever file, painting, anything, music, videos, any information you give it to the computer, it stores inside that. So computer memory is also used for storing data and information. So today we are going to more focus on the memory of the computer. The computer memory is used for storing the data and information. It is important, so that's why it becomes important for us to learn about the various type of memories which we use to store our information. So in the computer there are different memory locations where the different informations are being stored. So let us start. Here are two friends. You can see two friends here. They are having a conversation between them. Hi friends, I am Tobo. Meet my friend Dobo. Tobo says to Dobo, let's play a memory game. So Tobo and Dobo. Tobo says to Dobo, let's play a memory game. Dobo agrees. Memory game? What is that? Tobo, it is a game where you need to use your memory. Where you need to use your memory. Dobo says, oh, okay, let's play that. It looks interesting for me. So, second, yes. Observe the two pictures very carefully. Observe the two pictures very carefully. Find out the spot, any four differences, and list these differences in this space below. So children, this is an activity for you people. Just look at these two images and tell me the difference between these two here in the box. Dobo says, "Yippee! I found all four differences, and what will you use for this? You will use your brain, correct? You will use your brain, and with full concentration, you will be able to see this. You will put full concentration to watch these two images, correct? Tobo, yum, you should use your memory to play the game. You should be able to see it, view it, and then take a decision on that. So I would want you people to do this activity and send it across to me. Now let's think about the memory one. Memory stores information. Yes, our brain is also having memory. We all say like, our memory is very good. So that way, memory stores information. Turbo, like we use our brain to store information, similarly, computer uses its memory to store the data and the information. Why do we use our brains? We use our brain to store information. The same way, computer also uses its memory to store the data and information. So let's look at the different types of memories of the computer. See, a computer is divided mainly into two types of memory, that is primary and the secondary. And these in turn are divided further. Okay, so let us get started with the primary memory first. It is the internal memory. It is the main memory of the computer. It is called as internal memory inside the computer, which is built. Without this, a computer is not been made. Again, this particular primary memory is also of two types. What are they? Random access memory, read-only memory. And where are they located? Yes, you can see these images, right? You're able to see the images. This particular device, which is fitted inside the computer CPU, is called as RAM. And this particular device, this is also fixed inside the CPU. It is called as ROM. The information whichever we store on the computers are stored in different devices, right? So one such is RAM and one such is ROM. Let us learn about RAM first. RAM is, the full form of RAM is random access memory. Random access memory. So what it is a short-term memory, means this memory lays for only some time. Data can be written or read. So we can overwrite. See, if we want to store some more information on this, we can write on this, right? And also the data which is available on this can be read. We can read it. Okay, so it is a short-term memory, and then data here can be read or written also. It is volatile in nature. That is, the data is stored temporarily. Now, what is the meaning of the word volatile? Which is not permanent. Volatile means not permanent. Okay, it is not for long term. It is for short term. It is not permanent. When the power is switched off, the data is lost. The data is lost. Now, I'll give an example here. Let me open my WordPad. Or I'll just open a notepad itself. Yes. Children, can you see on the screen what I've opened? I have opened a notepad. Somewhere I'm going to write, hi students, how are you all? Yes. So where I'm writing on a notepad, where is it going and getting stored? Where is it getting stored? Right now, my this hi students, how are you all? This is getting stored on RAM. This is getting stored here right now. Whatever I've written on my screen, children, it is stored on this particular device. So it is stored here. Now, why am I saying, see now, why is it called as volatile? We have written here, right? I'll just show you. See here. They say it is volatile, that is not permanent. Why it is not permanent? Because I have not saved this particular information. Did I saved it? No. You can see the title name here, untitled. So if I close this, will this information be there? No, right? Because I've not saved it. If I save this particular, let me save it. I'll do file, save. Let us give some name to it. So I'm going to save it here on the desktop. Memory. Yes, I've given. Now, can you see here? The name has become memory. Now it is saved. When I save this file, is it on RAM? No. Now it goes to another location. So until and unless, children, just think. Until and unless we save our file, it will be on the RAM only. Whatever we write, it will be on RAM. But when I store it, when I save it, it goes somewhere else. Now I'll show you, wait. Here I am going to open one more notepad. Okay, I am opening a second notepad over here. Done. So here you can see the name is written as memory. Here it is untitled. Why? Because I'm not saved. Again, here I'll say, you are seeing the computer class, computer online class. Correct? Now where this particular information is, it is on RAM because I've not saved it. Now tell me, if I close this and close this, which one will be? Which one will be available? Can you just tell me? Yes, children, this will be available and this will not be available. Yes, I'll just show you. This one will not be available. Yes, only this particular. Why? Because it is now stored in another location. Now this is, now I'll just close this one. See, it is asking, do you want to save any changes? I'll say, no, don't save. That means it's gone. If in case, now I have done this manually, children. Okay, I have done this manually, that I have closed it by myself. But if I do it suddenly when you're working and your power goes off and your computer system is off, whatever you have written on your, whatever you have written and you have not saved on any of your file, will it be there? No. Why? Because whatever we have written which is unsaved is on the RAM. So when a power is switched off, the data is completely lost. It holds the data and instructions required and used during a processing. Why am I opening this particular? Sometimes when we are working, we just want to make a note or do some rough calculation, but we don't want to save that rough calculation or rough notes. So once it is just to write somewhere, see, we need some space to write, right? That particular space is available on the RAM. So let us just have one more time what it is. A RAM. RAM is short-term memory. As you saw right now, it is short-term memory. It can be read and written. It is volatile in nature. In the sense, it's not a permanent one. So once the power goes off, the data is lost, and it holds the instructions during a process. So when a process is going on, that time it holds the information. Now let us look at the ROM. ROM is read-only memory. Now with the name only, you can say you can only read this one. You cannot write here. See here, here we were able to read and write, but here it is read only, no writing. Okay, so long-term memory. So this is a long-term memory. Here it was short-term. So here it is long-term memory. Data can only be read. We can only read the data. But this is non-volatile in nature. That is, the data is stored permanently. So it is a permanent data. Here you can see ROM was temporary, right? But this, any information which is available on the ROM is permanent. It cannot be changed. Why we cannot change? Because we cannot write on that. It is only to read. It is only for reading. See now when just look at my screen. Whatever you, if you buy a book, if you buy a textbook, can you change the data on this one? Whatever information is there, you cannot change because it's already been written and it's full. But if you buy a notebook, can you, now when you buy a notebook, it has all plain pages. You can, if you write with a pencil, you can write on this. Plus, if you want to just delete, you can just rub it off. You can write again and again. Correct? You can read also, you can write also. But a textbook, you can just read. You cannot write anything. Yes, just like that on the computer, on this particular device, whatever information is available, you can just read it, but you cannot write on that or change any information. So when a power is switched off, the data is not lost because whatever information on this particular thing is already saved and kept by the computer making companies. So whatever information they had to give, it is already been kept on that. So you, even if your computer goes on switched off, still your data is not lost. It holds the system startup instruction, BIOS, basic input output system, which is stored by the manufacturer. Now, what do we mean by this particular statement? See children, whenever you switch on your computer or whenever you switch on your mobile phone, it will give you some instructions, right? Welcome, or it will give you the name of the product, Samsung, Redmi, MIs, right? All the information. So when you switch on whatever is there, a contact name. So whenever we want to see the phone number of someone, what is the title? Contact. Wherever you save the photos, what it is called as? Gallery. Can you change the name gallery and remove it and put it as Mera album? Can you do that? No. Why? Because it is already been designed like that. So such informations are which are being given by the computer making companies or mobile making companies, which is already been feeded to start up, how to use it, switch off, switch on. It will say, right, all those information which are help us to operate our computers or our mobile phones are called startup instructions. So those instructions are stored on ROM. No other information can be stored on ROM, children. So already the information which a company wants us to understand while using a product, those informations are available on the ROM. So this is basically the two primary type in memory of your computer, RAM, and the further one we will see in our next class, the secondary memory. Okay. Until then, bye-bye.